I'm going to start off by giving all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father. Bahashem just means in the name, and Yahweh Shai, all right, is Yahweh's only begotten Son, whom we worship as well. Double honors to the elders, apostles, and the bishops, the great millstone that taught us this truth. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, right? And this lesson is just admonition. Let me get the right. It says warn or reprimand, admonish, right? Warn or reprimand someone firmly, right? So newly brothers that just come into this faith, I myself will be considered a newly brother that's coming to this faith. I haven't, been on the highways and hedges long, right? I would say myself am a novice, right? As you see in the scriptures, it speaks about how, these different tribulations, bring you, wisdom, more understanding, right? A man that has travailed in this faith. I haven't really travailed as much as other men that have been in this faith for a decade or longer, or even a half a decade, right? And you learn, you live and you learn in this faith. Coming in, you more, you're hasting your spirit to deal with brothers. But hey, as you continue on in this faith, you see that every brother that acknowledges that he's an Israelite, right? Could be ultimately a stumbling block into you if you allow it, right? So you see that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, right, explain the straight gate, right? Many levels of difficulties in which we all face different levels of difficulties in this faith, right? And you have men coming up other ways. You may have a man that's growing, faster than another brother. But even in that, you have to beware, because you have men creep in unawares. You have men who take leaps and don't come up the right way. And you may say, oh, this brother has 2,000, 3,000 followers, subscribers. Oh, this brother may be seasoned, but that might not even be the case, right? Because we know that popularity is nothing to the Heavenly Father, and He's not a respecter of persons. So it's really just vainglory, and that we ought not to seek the vainglory, but to do this wholeheartedly, right? And you have a lot of men that jump over, the fence, so to speak, and begin to make themselves, feel as if they're, a lot more seasoned than other brothers, and they walk around with their chest poked out, right? When we all after the same penny, right? So new brothers, you have to consider, are you overly hasting, the steps, right, that lead to salvation, right? Which that's detrimental to your growth, right? You're supposed to stay in your lane, right? I heard one of the elders talk about how you can't feed, a well done steak to a newborn baby, which that's true. We gotta deal with what we understand and in growth and in time we'll get there, right? But men overly hastening to get there, skip over the sincere milk. And what happens? Ultimately, they become an embarrassment, an astonishment, right? And we want to even put this in our day-to-day lives in this faith today, you know, because as the elders teach, making a video every day is important, very important. But also, what's more important, right, is ultimately, listening and learning, right? Faith comes by hearing, right? Listening and learning this gospel, understanding what you're teaching. A lot of men are winging it, freestyling on the highways and hedges, and I see it for myself. I've seen men, out there just making shit up, breaking down doctrines backwards, and actually teaching, which the Heavenly Father is going to remove them, right? Because we consistently speak out about how the Heavenly Father has given us this straight gate and set forth teachers that would teach us and show us the way, right? And your path, is your lot, right? Each and every individual has their own different levels of difficulties that they must overcome, right? It says, this is 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 2. It says, as newborn babes, right? Newborn babes, man. You're not supposed to be in this because you're going to get 50 likes, 150 views, 3,000 subscribers. You're supposed to be doing this out of sincerity, man. Not for vain glory. All these things are vain, and if you're worried about that, right, then you're trying to be approved of men, not of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because the Heavenly Father is not impressed at all with that. This word is not a popularity thing, man. And this is why we don't attract people that are looking for drama. You got a lot of these camps, they make these these titles of their videos after just ultimately folly, just folly. Just, this person got sliced and diced, Edomite is cut to the core, and they're attracting, that same spirit of people that are not sincere, right? And the scriptures speak about how, that folly can outweigh the wisdom and the honor, So we want to make sure that we remain in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and not, to be men pleasers, to do things so you can get likes, subscribers, right? So it says, desire the sincere milk of the word that you may grow thereby. And that's how you grow. It's through the sincere milk. And it leads up into you understanding the breakdowns, where you're not out there winging it. You shouldn't be winging it. If you don't know something, you shouldn't speak on it. Just don't even touch on it. But men want to be deep. They want to sound deep. They want to be somebody, right? It says, if so, you have tasted that the Lord is gracious. And knowing the fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, understanding his characteristics, it makes you more wise and circumspect when you are at the altar, to not just utter anything. I saw a man recently. He was just winging it. He's out there, man. More than a lot of different guys, just winging it. To sound deep. That's the that's the incorrect spirit to be in. It says, to whom coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the heavenly Father and precious, right? These lively stones, right, are not going to be winging it. They're gonna lay the heart that the Lord will literally remove you for that vain glory, right? He'll rid you, and we see this all the time. This is the book of John, chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that enter in not by the door into the sheepfold," right? You have men that do this. They skip steps, right? They ultimately, chasing that vain glory of other men, right? Example, you may have an elder that's been out there doing the work for a while, and it's nothing wrong with following into their footsteps, but their lot is not your lot, right? So you have men trying to, mimic and mirror what other men are doing that have been doing the work for a long time, and that's not your portion. Especially a newborn babe. You've been in this, on the highways for a year or two, maybe 4 years, but here it is. You're trying to keep up with a man that's been doing the work over 10, 15 years, man, plus years. It's not going to add up, right? You're not going to be able to break down some of these deeper scriptures the way a man that's been in this faith over a decade. Example, like Elder Tahar. You're not going to be able to break down these parables as well as he is coming in 2-3 years into this faith. Now, you may know some of the same breakdowns, right, that he taught, and you learned under him, but you're not going to understand some of these dark sayings the way that some of the elders do. And this is why we need the teachers, right? This is why we had to be taught this truth. We didn't just teach this truth to ourselves, right? It says, "But he that enter in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep," right? So the Lord, he shows us the way. He shows us which door to go into, right? He shows us which situations to watch out for, which individuals to watch out for by characteristics and traits. And it's important that we keep that in mind in his faith, right? And what does the Lord say? He says, seek not to seek out things that are too hard for you. You know, when men do that, they make a fool of themselves, because, again, it's not your lot to chase the next man. It's nothing wrong with following him, but chasing his lot. That's the next man's lot. Case in point is you may have an elder that's teaching, maybe going out on the highways and hedges, twice a week, doing 4 or 5 lessons a day, right? And you coming in, the spirit just might not have it to where, that's your lot to do that, right? Because you're still learning, right? And early on, you're supposed to be doing more listening than speaking, and I'm learning that more and more, right? Although that doesn't mean we're supposed to shut up, right? We're supposed to be speaking. We're supposed to be teaching this word. You see that? I'm gonna get the book of Sirach, which is Ecclesiasticus, and this is in the Good News translation, right? This is 3 and verse 21. It says, "Don't try to understand things that are too hard for you, or investigate matters that are beyond your power to know." Hence, it's like you have men that try to understand things that are just beyond even the truth. Why is the sky blue? And so on and so forth. It says, "Concentrate on the law which has been given you. You do not need to know about things which the Lord has not revealed." The Lord hasn't revealed certain things to us, and He's going to reveal it in due time. So don't concern yourself with him. After all, what has been shown to you is beyond human power to understand. A lot of people can't get this. This knowledge is too high for a fool, and we got to be thankful for what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has given us. This truth, this understanding, and grow in the things that we learn therein. All right. So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai Bahashim Rakakwadash.